Digestive health is a common concern among dog owners, especially if you buy a poor quality commercial diet. Your dog's digestive tract can get messed up very easily, causing gas, diarrhea, nausea. So it's important to feed a healthy diet, and if you notice that digestive issues are a common problem with your dog, you really should look into changing his diet, not just feeding him something to get his system back on track and then going back to the poor quality food. This homemade recipe is a good option if your dog has digestive health issues. If loose stool, if gas is a problem for your dog, this might be a good option. Of course, you should run it by your veterinarian or canine nutritionist to get their advice. They may very well recommend that you add supplements or a multivitamin to the diet to make it 100% nutritionally balanced for your pet's unique needs. If you ever made meatballs for humans, this recipe is put together in a very similar way. So the first thing we're gonna do is preheat our oven to 400 degrees, and then we're gonna combine all of the ingredients in a large mixing bowl. The first thing I have is 2 pounds of lean ground beef. You wanna try to get the leanest beef that you can find. 95% is great, even higher if you can find it. I have half a cup of flour, half a cup of oat bran. I grated 1 large carrot. I'm gonna add that in. I have 1 piece of bread that I cut into small chunks. 1 egg. 1 cup of canned pumpkin, and I have half a cup of kale that I've chopped as well. And now we're just gonna mix this all together. I use my hands and just get right in there and get everything really well mixed. Everything's thoroughly combined. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn this into meatballs. I've lined a cookie sheet with tin foil, and you'll see why. As these cook, you know, the fat and the juice kind of runs out of the hamburger, and it's just easier to clean when you line it with tin foil. But you can just put them on a plain cookie sheet too if you'd like. I try to make things as easy at cleanup time as possible. So we're just gonna roll these into meatballs, about the size of like a ping pong ball. And we're gonna bake them when I'm finished making them. I'm gonna bake them in the 400-degree oven for 25 minutes. Depending on your dog's size, you wanna add 1 to 3 meatballs to their meal. And the ingredients in here, the pumpkin, the kale, the carrot, the oat bran, these are ingredients that are really great to aid in digestive health. So if you want more information on that and the science behind those ingredients, you can click the link below this recipe, and it'll tell you more about the ingredients themselves and what their health benefits are and why they're so good for digestion. But depending on your dog's size, you're gonna add 1 to 3 meatballs to his meals, and you're just gonna wanna offset his meals. So, you know, let's say you have a small dog, they eat 1/4 cup of food per meal. So you're gonna add 1 meatball and just cut their food back by a very little bit. If you have a large dog that eats 1 cup of food at a time, you're gonna add 3 meatballs, and they're maybe only gonna get half a cup of food instead, because your meatballs are making up for that other half a cup. And you can definitely add these to a commercial diet. It doesn't have to be homemade. Vice versa, you can certainly add them to a homemade diet. Typically, if you're making a homemade diet, you would probably just go ahead and add some of these healthy digestion ingredients into the recipe. So most people are probably feeding a commercial diet, and it's absolutely fine to add these right to that. Just make sure you offset those calories, because you don't want your dog gaining excess weight. These meatballs should help to soothe the digestive tract and get everything back to normal. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. Thanks for watching this video recipe.